I'm sitting in the studio right now and I'm joined by Shelly Bent. Beautiful, stunning lady. She just sits well, talks well, looks well, smiles well. Oh my goodness, this is fantastic. Shelly, good morning to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And you know, you're going to be talking to us about beauty pageants and you know just who you are. And you're wearing a sash and it says Universal Woman Zimbabwe.
Yes.
First of all, what is Universal Woman Zimbabwe?
Well, Universal Woman as a whole in its pageant it stands for not discriminating against marital status, age, or having kids. So that's why I'm able to compete, because I'm a mom of 3 and I'm married as well, and in my 30s. So it's very abnormal for somebody my age to even compete in pageants, let alone be a mom. With a husband.
I love that word discrimination, because you know sometimes when I think, oh, can I take part if I'm does it matter if you're tall or short, or it's just anything? If you're big or small?
Anything.
That is incredible. Yeah. I haven't really heard about it.
We had all sorts of different shapes, sizes, races all compete this year in Universal Women International Pageant, which I've just come back from.
Right. So when you talk about that, the diversification of it, what are we looking at to crown a universal woman? What are we looking at? Your mind? What are we talking about?
So I would say I can only speak for Zimbabwe, and as a title holder for Universal Women Zimbabwe itself, if we had to hold the pageant and crown a queen for 2026, I would be personally looking at your advocacy and your cause for Zimbabwe, what your heart and your passion and your drive is, more so than your looks and beauty, because that's just an outer appearance. What matters is coming back to your nation and making a difference and an impact for our society.
That's fantastic. And what are you advocating for?
Mental health and substance abuse awareness in Zimbabwe. I've done a lot. I was crowned last year this time, so I've been reigning for Zimbabwe for a whole year, which is the longest that a queen has reigned. And I've been so privileged to be able to build such an amazing community base behind me. Not even behind me, they are the front of what I do and my drive and my passion, and I've worked hard, and the efforts are not stopping now just because the pageant is over.
Yeah. So your term, when is it coming to an end?
Well, it depends on when we crown the next queen.
Oh, I see.
Otherwise, my term will never end for Zim. I will continue being a queen for Zimbabwe, even if I don't hold the universal title. I will still reign as a queen for Zim and hold our nation high.
That's perfect, that. And, you know, I'm looking at some of the key highlights of your reign, and we talk about showcasing Zimbabwe as a whole in terms of cultures, in terms of the diversification of who we are. What aspect of our culture do you portray out there?
So I did a lot of our traditional wear. So I made sure that my gowns, my outfits, all had a touch of Africa within it, because we are proud in our culture of making, crafting. We have so much talent here, and I worked with an amazing designer, Norma Mitchell, who made all my gowns. And I made sure that I showcased a lot of what we have in our culture. Down to even doing TikToks with other, you know, challenges for other communities where they learn how we dance and how our music feels, just to bring them awareness and just to show them that we are very loving and light-hearted people with such a passion to invite, you know, and that's all we want, is to be able to bring awareness to Zimbabwe, because we have so much to offer. You'll be surprised that out there, most people don't even know where Zimbabwe is located. I mean, I was asked at the Indian embassy, Indian airport, whereabouts is Zimbabwe? Is it part of South Africa? And I was like, no. It's really not. Like, we're neighbors, you know? So it's just small things like that where I feel that we can give so much to the world. And
educating the world, I like to see it as well. Now, you were you're speaking about India. You were in India just now, and you were representing Universal Women Zimbabwe in India. How was that experience for you?
It was a very interesting experience. I would definitely say pageantry is not for the light-hearted at all. You have to be mentally and emotionally stable, and very driven. I've done this reigning for a year for Zimbabwe, and I've made sure that I've been dedicated to run it like a business with a heart of empathy, because without that drive, you're just going to sit back and wait for things to be handed to you, which doesn't work.
Right.
And that's why I placed so high in a lot of the competitions, because I made sure that I had all of those in order to showcase that Zimbabwe has so much to offer. And yeah, I brought light to Zimbabwe, and that's been my most amazing takeaway from this is the community. The community has welcomed me with open arms, and I've built so much in terms of the social media side, and such a drive and a passion for what I stand for. And for me, that is worth more than a crown.
That's good. I remember we were speaking off air, and I'd asked you, and I said, listen, Shelley, I've never really heard about the Universal Woman. And where did it start? Because you then said this is the third one. You're the third
so
queen.
I'm the second queen in Zimbabwe.
Queen. Okay.
It's the third generation international.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is their third crowning internationally, and I was the second.
Okay.
So,
and how do I get to know about this? If I want to say, hey, no discrimination, I've got it all, and I think I want to take part in it, how do I apply? Where do I go?
So I would say our social media handles, which is Universal Woman Zimbabwe. That's our page. And once we do get the ball rolling in terms of setting a date for the next pageant, the application forms will be probably showcased there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in terms of sponsorship, as I said, I hadn't heard about it. I mean, other people may have.
Yeah.
But in terms of sponsorship and driving and marketing and all sorts, how is that looking like?
For myself, I'm not sure for the Universal Woman Zimbabwe, because that's held, the license is held by somebody else.
Okay.
But for myself, in the pageant front, I've worked diligently myself as an individual to be able to network. Not getting sponsorship per se, because sponsorship is hard in our economy, but working hand in hand in partnership. So I like to use the UN Sustainable Development Goals, number 17, which is Partners for the Goals. And with using those in mind, it's about being able to partner up and give something. It's a give and take.
Right.
And that's how I've worked throughout this whole year of reigning for Zimbabwe.
That's perfect, Shelley. Just before we end our interview, what words of inspiration would you like to give to the woman out there who wants to aspire to be like you and just doesn't know how to start, or they're going through something? Because I do know that your life experience is embodied in who you are as a woman. So if you can just address them in that camera, just let them know your heart. Give them your heart.
Well, firstly, I would say that dedication, determination, empathy, and forgiveness is the key. So if you've got that as a whole, then you can get through any life's challenge. And no matter how big the storm, just remember that the sun shines on the other side. So just keep on going.
Keep on going. I won't add any more to that. That's beautiful. Shelley Bent joining us on this beautiful Choose to Be Awesome Tuesday, talking everything beauty. And she is looking very, very beautiful. Thank you, Shelley, for joining us today.
Thank you so much
wish
for
you
having
all
me.
the best for all the projects that you have lined up for yourself and for representing Zimbabwe very graciously. Thank you for that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.